Welcome to the shop. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go over all the stuff that I bring to the field and a little bit of why I bring those types of items. But I also want to talk about something that really changed things for me, and I don't see anybody else doing it, so I must be the nut. Probably the nut. I basically got rid of the whole toolbox, bring this separate, bring all my batteries separate, back and forth, couple trips to the truck. And since I'm a bit of a backpack kind of guy, do a lot of trips out west, I decided to find a system that worked on a backpack with all my radio gear. I see, quad pilots doing this all the time. I'm like, well, why aren't fixed wing guys doing this? So that's what I did. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the stuff that I put in my backpack and also go over the details of why I bring some of those things. So in the backpacking terms, it would be called kind of a bag dump. And so everything in the bag I'm going to talk about. So hope you enjoy. Stick around. Okay, we talked about why I'm a bit of a nut when it comes to bringing crap to the field. And so the typical, box, which I used to bring, something like this, along with case for radios and such, it wasn't the way I wanted to do it. I thought I had to be different. I'm an idiot. Whatever. So I'm going to walk through the bag of, all the crud that I bring and why I bring it. I'll rant on a little bit about it. But anyway, let me start off with the top hatch. And the top hatch inside here is my radio neck strap. My radio fits in there nicely. It's protected. Got my gimbal protectors on there, so that takes care of that. I have one of my cases here that has in it the modules that go on the back of my radio that allow me to either fly my long range stuff, my 900 megahertz, or my Spectrum setup. So I can do either or. And this is kind of that kit. Next, I have all my camera gear because I'm always filming stuff, hoping for a good crash. And then watt meter. Holy cow, folks! If you don't have a watt meter, get a doggone watt meter. If you're wondering why your batteries are getting blown up, turning into sausages, it might be you're pushing too many amps. Watt meter will help you with that. Along with, in my case here, different adapters. So some of the guys at the field, and I'd like to be the guy that can help out. I've got a watt meter. I can test out their system. If they have an EC3 or an XD90, I can help them understand what's going on with their plane. And frankly, I use it on my planes. Frankly, that's why I got it for me. It's all about me. Speed controller programmers. Why wouldn't you have those with you? Just in case you need to do some of those reprogramming. Ziploc bag. A lot of documentation. I have documentation on the speed controller programmers. Other speed controllers don't have a program. My FPV video transmitter setup. All kinds of just documentation that I need to remember how things were set up or how to reconfigure. The other thing in here that's kind of nice, because we all have them, propellers. Lots and lots. And there's probably more in there. I bring propellers for almost every plane I have. Sometimes I experiment, right? Put up the watt meter. Is a 12.6 or a 12.8 going to be better for this configuration? So I always have these kind of things with me because inevitably I'm going to break a prop. Definitely the way I fly, I'm going to break a prop. All right, next hatch. And here, tools. A couple dedicated ones. This one for steerable nose wheels, that little thing when it gets out of whack, you need to get that long Allen wrench in there, and this one's dedicated for attaching wings on my bigger Warbirds. And get yourself a quality screwdriver set. These are the Klein tools. Has every little thing you could think of in here as far as using for a screwdriver. Here, bigger tools. I've got pliers, needle nose pliers, little pry bar, a knife, and a crescent wrench, because a lot of times I won't have that, well, let me say this, there's a lot of times I use that crescent wrench for changing out props, because sometimes we just don't have that 8mm wrench with us. Alright, so next phase, next area down in this multi-pocketed pack, all my battery tester stuff. So battery tester for a little 1S, because I'll fly, you know, some of the little 1S planes, and this little tester is fantastic. I also put my name and number with my name and number on everything. I'm a little spaz about that. Anyway, and then a regular battery charger. I really like the ISTD stuff. It seems to work well. Use that. The other thing I have, and I just started bringing them when I started figuring this stuff out, knowing your battery voltage was kind of a mystery, or so I thought. So I bought these little cheap things here. Hopefully you can see these guys. Anyway, they don't cost a lot. You can buy a pack of them from Amazon. If you're helping out people and they don't have a battery tester, so they have no idea on their flight times that they're cooking their batteries or damaging them, give them one of these things. They cost $1.50. Help them out. Believe me, it works out real well. Helps people have a little bit more fun in the hobby. Anyway, charger. At my field, we have a solar power charging system, and I can charge with this guy on that system. I can charge 5,000 milliamp 6S battery, charging at 6 amp, and this little guy right here, the ISTD or DT Nano, Q6 Nano, will charge my 6S and my 2S. Great system. Along with that are all the cables and adapters that I might need to charge that. And I have a bunch of USB cables, mainly for all my FPV stuff, and changing out settings on the flight controller boards. And there's some tools there that I use for that. The other stuff in the pocket, a lot of pens, paper for taking notes and such, but this thing is awesome. This is basically a USB port that's powered by an XT60 3S or above, and it gives you USB for charging a phone, camera, transmitter. I don't know how many times somebody's like, ah, dang it, my transmitter's almost dead. Well, we can charge these. You know, I can charge a lot of stuff with this little gadget right here of using one of my batteries, plug it in the USB port. Next, which is all the big stuff, heavy stuff. Parts. This little container right here, I mean, I've got Blenderm tape, double stick tape, some quality stuff. The prop adapters, prop shafts, Velcro, glue. I have some foam tack in here. I've got all my little, just any little catch-all kind of thing specifically for different planes. Extra screws, extra M3 and M5 screws for some of the wing bolts that I might lose on one of my planes. The other thing, tape measure. I don't know how many times get to the field and somebody's trying to mess around with their CG on a plane. It's supposed to be at 170 millimeters back from the leading edge or whatever it might be. And they don't know how, they don't have a tape measure. I do, in inches and metric. Really, I mean, just, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So, that's one of those gadgets. And small parts. C-clips. You're flying your A-10. Wheel falls off because that little C-clip you didn't foam tack it like you were supposed to. A little dot prevents those from coming off. Well, you got more. Always have more stuff. A little microfiber towel. If you have belly landers, I fly in the morning, so there's a lot of dew. Being able to just clean that off, dry it off, helpful. These little pocket hand warmer things. In the winter, I fly pretty much all year round if I can. And these are a lifesaver. And there's times where I will take one of these and throw it in the pocket of my battery pack dealie. So I have one of these guys in here, and I can put all my batteries. In this case, I've got 3 5,000 milliamp big uns for my Corsair, as well as a bunch of 4S. And it's just an easy way I can grab all my stuff. For me, this whole kit just makes life a lot easier for me to grab one thing, glass cleaner. I'm an idiot, like I've said a couple times. Anyway, wheel chocks. We set up on these picnic tables inside a pavilion. If it's a little windy, they roll around and they roll off the table. We could, I guess, put them on the ground, but I have these little wheel chocks so they don't roll away. The other thing that I think, two more things that I think are important. One is a minor first aid kit, kind of a boo-boo kit. Somebody lops their arm off, I've got a better kit in my truck that I'll be able to help them out with. And then these trash bags. How many times, not trash bags, well, crash collection and TSB bags, the little grocery bags for picking up all the little pieces. So when you go home, you can maybe reassemble the thing. So pretty much that's everything I have. Spare glasses. I've got my hat for my hat cam setup for my GoPro. Pretty much everything in my kit. This is what I bring to the field all the time, every time, along with a couple planes. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Thanks.